Quantum computing stocks are some of the most hyped stocks out there in the mainstream media. However, if you own any of the following QBTS, RGTI, or IonQ, there is one thing that you want to know, and probably you want to know. What does the actual roadmap look like from here? Because when you look at the financials of these companies, you are still losing a lot of money. So the real question is, who actually survives long enough to win? Again, my name is David. I'm here at InvestQ. And if you do enjoy breakdowns on stocks like QBTS, IonQ, or Riggedy RGTI, please feel free to comment below as I do answer every comment that comes my way and I like giving you guys the content you like to see. And please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. So, real quick, the reality of quantum stocks. Let's be real in regards to what's actually going on. Quantum computing is not a mature industry yet. They are relatively new. These companies, for the most part, pretty much all of them, are at the early stages of the company, of the business. They burn through lots of cash and they're racing for breakthroughs. They're all in a rat race trying to be the dominant one in their sector, in their industry. So when you invest in these, you are betting on the future, on what these companies and this whole industry can become in the long term, not on the execution of today. Now, first off, the first stock that we're going to be talking about is what you see here on the computer screen, IonQ, with the all-time highs of $84.64, currently trading at $32.06. When we talk about the actual financials, first off, let's just take a quick look here. We can see that the actual revenue, is at for the fiscal year of 2025. It is 130 million. It's 130 mil. I'm sorry, $130 million. Yeah, that is yeah. Yeah, it's in the thousands. So it's $130 million and 16,000. Now, when it comes to IonQ, with the revenue that I'm mentioning, they still are, however, reporting a net loss. As you can see here, we do show here that it's at 512 million. So that shows that they're still not a profitable company, but at the very least, they are improving revenue year over year. As you do compare from fiscal year of 2024 to 2025, we improved from 43 million all the way to 130 million, which represents substantial change year over year in its revenue. But unfortunately, the losses, they have grown, and they have also the losses have gotten bigger year over year. So even though revenue is growing, that does not mean that they're becoming more profitable. In fact, losses have grown with the revenue as well. So the main things that this company needs specifically for the roadmap is they need to continue to expand their quantum systems, cloud partnerships. They need to keep gaining more partnerships overall, and they need to focus on enterprise adoption. IonQ's strategy is simple: grow revenue now, figure out profitability later. So, and as you can see here, they are following through with that as they have grown their revenue year over year. But again, even though that revenue is more the priority right now, still, they do need to do something in the long run if they do want to be successful to mitigate these losses, especially not have them increase the way that they have been. Now, when we look at Riggedy Computing, RGTI, revenue, what they posted at for the year ended December 31st, is at $7 million and 88,000. So 7 million. And the net loss was reported at, let me see here. Yeah, net loss. Yeah, net loss right here is at 216 million. So, with that being said, revenue is much smaller than IonQ, but losses are still massive. And again, at the beginning of the video, we did talk about the losses on these companies. They all are burning through cash right now in the early stages of the company. So, this is reflecting the fact that they need that everybody in this industry as a whole, they are burning through cash in the early stages, and they're doing everything they can to be the dominant one in this industry. Now, one difference that you do compare when you look at IonQ compared to Riggedy RGTI, unfortunately, they have a decline year over year when it comes to the revenue, because as of fiscal year 2024, revenue was at 10,790,000. Revenue for fiscal year 2025, fiscal year 2025 was at 7,088,000. So that is another red flag, along with the fact that losses are growing as well. Now, they didn't grow exponentially the same way that the losses for IonQ did, because when you compare it at 331 million compared to 512 million, even when you look at it relatively and you're looking at the scale of the revenue that both these companies are doing, still, at the very least, the losses stagnated. They didn't grow at the same rate the way that IonQ's did. But it's still not good. They still are not profitable yet. And they still need to execute on a plan to help their profitability in the long run. And the roadmap overall for this company would be building superconducting quantum chips, scaling the qubit count, and trying to reach quantum advantage. Rigetti is more of a technology bet than a business right now overall, is what I would say. Now, when we talk about QBTS, their revenue for the year ended December 31st, they reported their revenue at 24,587,000 compared to the fiscal year of 2024 at 8,827,000. Now, unlike the other ones, they did grow revenue a lot better. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because IonQ also did grow substantially. But so just like IonQ, forgive me, correction on that, they also did have a substantial amount of growth in their revenue. Now, when we look at the net losses, net loss for fiscal year 2025 is at 355 million. And unfortunately, the same as IonQ, it did grow year over year, because they're comparing it to fiscal year 2024 at 143 million compared to 355 million for the fiscal year of 2025. And the roadmap overall for this company, I would say, is, well, first off, the reason QBTS is interesting in the first place is because unlike the other ones, they focus on quantum annealing. And this is the only quantum computing company that does focus on quantum annealing. And you have heard Dr. Alan Barrett's mentioned this many times in the interview, as he is one that is good with PR and he does put himself out there. So he's discussed that many times and how he separates himself compared to other quantum computing companies. Now, the roadmap overall for this company, I would say, is that they need to focus on commercial use cases and for optimization problems specifically, real world applications today, specifically for logistics and artificial intelligence, government and enterprise contracts. They need to keep getting more contracts quarter over quarter, year over year as time goes on. And QBTS might actually monetize sooner, but may not win the long-term tech race. We don't know what's going to happen in the long term, but overall, this is just a quick analysis of everything I put together with the three companies. All of them are burning through lots of cash. Two of them have had much bigger losses compared to last year, fiscal year 2024. And two of them have grown their revenue, but their revenue has not scaled anywhere near as high as the losses have. So again, they're burning through cash in the early stages of the companies in this industry. And again, you are not betting on what this company will be today. You're betting on what it can be many years down the line. And how you should be thinking about this is IonQ is the revenue leader, but it's still losing big. Rigetti is a pure tech gamble, and QBTS is early commercial use cases. So when you invest, you are choosing stability, a little more stability when it comes to IonQ. None of these are stable in the sense of like if you invest in something like SoFi, where they grow revenue quarter over quarter and year over year, and they have already been profitable when they show that they are a business model that is effective and is actually showing up in the financials through profitability. But compared to Rigetti or QBTS, IonQ is more stable. Rigetti has breakthrough potential, and QBTS is more of early adoption. So the real risk you need to be thinking is, here's what nobody tells you. All of these companies are burning cash, diluting shareholders, and they're not profitable. That means if funding dries up, some of these could struggle to survive in the long term. And over the next 3 to 5 years, here's what matters. Can they increase revenue fast? Can they reduce losses? And, IonQ and QBTS have had a big increase in revenue. As you see, QBTS, for example, right here, 179% growth year over year. And the same for Rigetti, IonQ, they had substantial growth year over year as well. Rigetti, not so much, unfortunately, but at least those two answered that question that they can, but can they continue it? And can they reduce losses? None of them have done that whatsoever. The only one that kind of not even reduced it, but stagnated was Rigetti. And can they prove real world use? Those are the main questions you need to be asking over the next 3 to 5 years, because the first company to do that could dominate this entire industry. If you made it this far, you clearly care about finding the next big opportunity. So hit subscribe and hit the like button and comment below what it is you'd like to see in future videos. But besides that, guys, take it easy, stay safe, stay green, and keep making good decisions for your portfolio in the long term. I'll see you all in the next video.